General Bhatia, because you, I've read already, are very critical of it. You seem to suggest it could affect the army's izzat, a sense of camaraderie, and more importantly, that it could lead to what we are already seeing on the streets, an element of unrest among those who now face an uncertain future. Even if they join the army, they have to leave, some of them, or many of them, after 4 years.
Rajdeep, the issues are, two major issues are there. One is the combat effectiveness, that is the defense preparedness, operational readiness. This is the major issue because the armed forces got a primary role. And I'm talking in the Indian context, I'm not talking of other nations. The other nations have a different security challenges. Our security challenges range from stone-pelting in Kashmir to the nuclear domain, LIC to the nuclear domain. We have contested borders, we have China, the PLA knocking at our doors. So we have a different context altogether. We have an excellent recruitment base. Now, what has happened is, in the Agnipath scheme, the recruitment base remains the same. The recruit selection process remains the same. The procedures remain the same. The criteria remains the same. But what has changed? The term of service. And the term of service is now different. He'll come for 4 years. Now, why is he, if you go into the rural areas or even into semi-urban areas, the aspirants try for 2 to 3 years to get recruited. They're running day in and day out. They're getting to a physical fitness. They have a just path. They have an aim. And they want to make Army, Air Force, Navy as a profession, as a passion. Now, when he comes for 4 years, he's apprehensive what will happen to him. Why should he come to the Army? He'll go to the CAPF, he'll go to a government job, he'll go to state police, state armed police. So we'll lose the recruitment base of getting the best. That is number 2.
No, but what
aspirations of the
while you are saying this, you'll have to also offer a better scheme. If you say 4 years is far too limited a period, 4 years will not generate the kind of passion that you need to be part of an army, to be part of a regiment. What is the option? Given the fact that the pension amounts are ballooning, pension expenses are ballooning, you need a younger, fitter, technologically savvy army. Is the argument being made?
See, these are beliefs which are not founded on logic. When you talk of pension budget ballooning, it's not ballooning. You look at the figures. The figures speak for themselves. There is a pension budget is high, definitely, but 35% pension budget is of the civilian in the Ministry of Defense paid for the defense budget. No, they are on the NPS scheme, so pension budget is not ballooning. That is number 1. Pensions are high, but then you got to look after soldiers. It's a contract for life. It's a way of life, like I said. The third thing which you're trying to say is that when he comes in 4 years, he's not going to become a very effective member of any team. We are an army which is different. We are sailors, air forces are different. We come in for our whole life, especially in the army. It is regimental it is Naam Namak Nishan. It is my buddy.
But you've always had short service commissions in the past also. General Bhatia, you've had short service commissions in the past.
So that is officers. That is different. And the officers also, they gave a short service. They had an aim to stay on. 90% wanted to stay on, and about 80% stayed on. So we are talking officers at a different level. These are men. For every recruit who comes in, we have hundreds of them as volunteers who come or candidates. Now we're cutting at the very base. In the end, why are we disturbing an established system? That's the key question. We have a combat effective armed forces. We have a proven armed forces. Let me now repeat it again. At today's 2 years of Galwan, why did Santosh Babu and his men make the supreme sacrifice? Why did they raise the cost for the PLA? The PLA were contractual soldiers, conscripts. They were not willing to fight it out. We raised the cost of the PLA so that today, for the last 2 years, we've not seen any violent escalation along the LAC. So look at that. Look at the effectiveness. Look at the results. Let's not look at, the inputs, the budgets.
You're saying the discipline and professionalism will suffer if 75% of the force every 4 years leaves. Am I correct? That's your primary concern.
Definitely. Because a soldier takes about 5 to 6 years to become part of a team.
Okay.
It is not just that he comes in and you tell him, okay, this is the duty. He has to understand everything. He has to be, it's a well-oiled machine. Okay, the intangibles are there. So what I'm talking about is, when you talk of training also, 6 months of training, knowledge and skill are the easiest to impart. It is the attitude that takes time.